guy looks like junk! He is junk! Yeah, I know it was a compliment. A tough bruiser of the Junkions, this new bot is not the smartest or too fast on his feet and wheels, but his electromagnetic blasters can stall his enemies enough for him to catch up and demolish them in their tracks. The Transformers Legacy Evolution line carried over a similar gimmick started with Siege and the Weaponizers, and that these new Junkion characters expanding the Junkion civilization can come apart and combine in similar ways, starting with Scraphook. Already changing things up from the Studio Series Junkion, Scraphook transforms into a Mad Max-style armored tow truck, complete with armored windows, random spikes, wheel well armor, random panels riveted on to cover some of the scratches, and a spiky front bumper that Dark of the Moon Megatron can laugh at. I love how scrappy looking it is, even the bars over the headlights aren't matched. The wheels are interesting, they roll, but the rims don't, allowing the porthole to stay in place. Something like this needs an exposed engine and big obnoxious smokestacks plugged to the sides. If it's a tow truck, then it needs a tow hook, which attaches to the arm that plugs inside the bed. As well, there's a spare wheel with spikes, so I'm not sure how well that'll work on the road, but who cares. I love the colors, the dark gray, faded orange, and tan, along with the red spikes, a staple of the Junkions. That's not all, along with the accessories, you can detach the front and split it, or the back and split it to potentially make new Junkion vehicles, either with just this or other vehicles. I love this scrappy looking truck that totally lives in the world of junk and celebrates it with all the scraps and metal bits to create this form. Robot mode. I like the look of this little guy. He still looks scrappy, with bulky legs, thin-looking arms, and a boxy red chest. It all fits the Junkion vibe in his own way, and the colors work with it exposing more red and orange. But being a tow truck, I feel he should be bigger than Wreck-Gar. It's almost like a junkier version of Strongarm. I love the feet using the grill, with incredibly wide heels allowing him to stand with no issue. Even how the backpack closes is a neat look. It just comes off as a charming design. I think my only major issue with the head is the facial hair that could be picked out with some paint. Aside from that, I love the Ironhide style mohawk, the shape is good, and the eye patch is perfect. It's almost a articulation! Head rotation, shoulders out and in forward, the back rotation below, double elbow, wrist rotation, waist rotation, hips out and in forward, the back rotation below, knee bend, double foot joint, and tilt. Posability seems good, the feet certainly help, but I hate the elbows. Not for being a tad loose, but they're small friction joints that could slip off easily. Let's take a look at the accessories. Speaking of, I'm so glad you don't have to split apart Scraphook for the transformation. You can even keep the pipes and blasters where they were. Besides that, he has a pair of smokestacks I prefer to plug on the wheel rims. Then there's a Junkion staple wheel shield with spikes that plug onto the arm. Then there's the single hook, which would be nice if you could replace the hand, but this attaches to the arm and plugs on the side. Lastly, there's the engine that splits into two guns for him to use. There's portholes in the feet, front of the legs, side of the legs, hands, 3 on the arms, and 2 on the back. As for the gimmick, the legs and arms unpeg, which can reference the cartoon, or you can make new Junkion combinations, or use it as armor for the Evo Fusion gimmick. Usually these introductory figures that begin a new gimmick with similar ports nail it right off the bat, and it's no different here. Scraphook has a very nice alt form that seems to fit the setting of the Junkion homeworld. And for the robot form, he's another blocky character, but it really looks good. The colors are nice, the shape is good, the head is cool. He's just a perfect way to bring us into the idea of new Junkions with a pretty cool and useful gimmick. Does this make the Studio Series Cup a Junkion?
AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.